And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Wednesday, May 14th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome on a Wednesday. Glad to have you with us, and we're glad to be on the air for Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. Bob McDonald is with us this morning by phone. Bob is President and Chief Executive Officer for Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good to hear your voice.
Great to hear yours, and I hope to get back in there soon and see all of y'all's faces on a early Wednesday morning. I miss seeing you guys.
Well, we miss you too, but you do a good job over the phone, and we get the story told, I think, real well each Wednesday.
I think we do. I hear even when we do it on the phone, I still get great comments from folks who hear us, and they enjoy our conversation each Wednesday. And I've told you many times that being a part of your show each Wednesday morning is very important to our bank, and so we appreciate the opportunity to continue to be with you each Wednesday morning.
Well, the feeling is mutual. What's going on?
Well, we're very busy, and that's the way we like it. I'll start out by saying we have our annual meeting of shareholders next Tuesday, a week from yesterday. It'll be at 1 o'clock, and it will be in our main office there at 900 West Main Street, Lebanon. It'll be up on the second floor. It takes place in our boardroom, and we always have a good turnout, and we spend our time with our shareholders. We get to visit with them, and then we get into the business, which is, we review our minutes from the previous meeting. Chairman Bay will welcome everyone and share some opening remarks. And then I'll walk us through some highlights of 2024, and then we'll take a snapshot into 2025, what our expectations are. And so it's a great meeting. It's very efficient. So we encourage your listeners who are shareholders to please join us. And we've had a great response to our proxies, and so we're all set to do business, and we look forward to seeing everyone.
Well, we keep, I guess all of us, at least somewhat, watch the Dow and the stock market and what's happening in Washington and the word about tariffs and all of this. And in the meantime, it just seems like business goes on almost as usual here in Middle Tennessee.
Well, it does, and we can be thankful for that. In large part, that's because we have such a diverse economy in Middle Tennessee and across the state. Tennessee is a good place to do business, and we have low tax structure. It's a low regulatory type of environment, so it's very conducive to doing business and to capitalism. And yes, we are seeing a nice movement in the stock market. We always can't get too excited when the stock market moves up, just like we can't get too disappointed when it moves in the other direction. As long as we have good economic conditions, which we do, then we can expect optimism from consumers and from businesses. And that's what we're seeing, Coleman. We're very busy. We did not expect to be as busy this year as we have been the last 2 years. But so far, 2025 is outpacing 23 and 24 in terms of new loans, new accounts opened up. So we couldn't be more happy with how this year is progressing.
Well, that sounds good. Of course, with more people moving in here, you might expect more accounts to open, but the lending part, I don't know what that might have to do with it. But it's good to hear that business is good.
Well, when we meet people who've either been in the county or your listing area for a few years, or folks who are brand new, they're looking for a bank like us, Coleman. They're looking for a traditional community bank, a bank who knows customers and knows the communities and can help people get situated, and who, we do business, as you know, we make it simple to do banking, and so it's we're set up perfectly to help folks of whatever their banking needs are, and so we hear that when we open new accounts and your loans or deposits that they like the way that we operate and they like the type of bank that we are.
And no doubt they like the Simply Better free checking account.
Well, they do. They do indeed. It is simply free. It has been since we opened the bank in 2004, Coleman. So for 21 years, we've had simply free checking. If you want to continue to write checks and those types of ways of doing your banking, we offer those checks and provide them for free. If you want to do your banking with first-class technology, our technology, electronic banking is first in class, and that is available free as well. So we'd like to talk about how if you use another ATM, then we reimburse any third-party charges. We've got, like I mentioned last week, we have 2 customers right now who are out of the country, and so we tell folks, let us know when you're leaving so we can make that note on your account, and so that we can protect you. And so they're using their debit card at ATMs. One's in Ireland and one's in Italy right now, and so they're using their debit card, and we're glad that they are.
Sounds great. Well, we better close it out here. Hope you have a great week. We'll do it again next Wednesday.
Okay, Coleman. Thank you. See you soon.
All right. Bob McDonald, President, CEO, Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson. Simple banking, simply better. 10:30 after the hour. Rusty Richardson is my guest this morning, representing Cumberland University. And let me turn Bob's phone off. Rusty, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Always good to see you. You're one of our regulars and have been, I don't know how long y'all have been doing this, but it's been a few years. Do you know, sort of?
It's been, 7 years maybe?
Maybe. Could be.
Something like that. Maybe more.
And you are nearly always the man, the person to be here. Executive Director of Community Relations and External Affairs. And there's one thing a little bit different today. Nearly every time you come, you bring a guest, somebody from Cumberland who has a particular function, office, or whatever we want to talk about. But today, it's just Rusty.
It's just me. I did have 2 guests lined up. They've been lined up for a while, and those are the chairs of this year's Phoenix Ball, Kevin and Christine New. But they got a better offer.
Oh.
They had an offer to go to Greece for a friends of theirs. Their daughter was getting married in Greece. So it was a tough decision for them. Do we go on Coleman Walker or do we go to Greece? And they decided Greece won out just by a hair. So
you flattery will get you.
So I'm representing them this morning.
Okay. Well, I think maybe what we could talk about real quickly here before we get anything else going is the Cumberland victory yesterday after the loss earlier in the day up in Kingsport.
Yes, it was a day of up and down. Fortunately, the day ended on an up. They are in the tournament, and it's a double elimination. They lost that first game. Just could not get the bats going, but the second game, they didn't have that problem. They won convincingly in that second game, and they play again today in the next round against Louisiana Christian, I believe. That game kicks off at 1 o'clock, and they can people can, of course, follow it on the radio station here.
Right, and we hope and know a lot of people will. All right, you had graduation recently.
We had graduation. Graduation for Cumberland is actually about a 3-day event, and a lot of people don't realize that because on the Thursday night we have the nurse pinning, which is they go through graduation, but that's the real significant ceremony for the nursing graduates getting their nursing pin. On the Friday night, we have the graduate students receiving their master's hoods. And then on Saturday, the undergraduates all go through graduation. And when you combine all those together, it was the largest graduating class in Cumberland history. We had just over 1,000 graduates this year.
Wow.
We had about 350 that walked on Friday night in the graduate ceremony, about 450 that walked on Saturday. Unfortunately, the rain hit us again. The 4th year in a row we've been out at the Expo Center. That's not a negative. We are so grateful to have that facility as the backup rain plan because with 4,000 people there, 5,000 people there, standing room only, even in that large of a location. But it was a great ceremony. We had a wonderful speaker, former ambassador to Australia, Arthur Culverhouse. Gave a wonderful talk. But it's just so good to go through that ceremony and see these families so proud of their college graduates, see the graduates so proud of what they've accomplished. And we recognize a number of people during that, not only the graduates, but one of my favorite people in Lebanon, Lucy Lee, won the Sidney Algernon Sullivan Award this year. One award was awarded each year to a member of the community and to a student, and she was the chosen one this year.
Well, I wish I had known that last night. I saw her at the Ag Center, an event that was held out there. She and her husband Bob, but I wasn't aware.
But I certainly could not think of anyone in Lebanon more deserving than Lucy Lee. Just what a great asset for our community. So congratulations, Lucy, again on that. But again, a great recap, a great ceremony. That finished up on Saturday, May 3rd, and summer school started Monday, May the 5th. So there was no rest for the wicked there, going from one right into the next.
Well, we've got summer camps to talk about. We've got the Phoenix Ball to talk about, but we'll do that after we go to a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's 7:15. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Hopefully some of this fog will burn off sooner than later. We've already had a number of accidents, including this one happened earlier on 40 westbound near the M Hill Pike overpass. That's before you get to Fessler's. Again, it is in its wrap-up stages. We're expecting it to be out of here hopefully sooner than later. Here comes that heavy traffic in from Wilson County on I-40 as you work your way through Mount Juliet. It's loading up 65 north where it's already slow, actually trying to get up through Spring Hill. Hey, if you recently suffered hail or storm damage to your roof, now that roof is starting to leak. Call Independent Roofing Specialist here in Middle Tennessee. Now log on to irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Simple banking, simply better. Since 2004, that's been our motto at Cedarstone Bank. I'm Bob McDonald. We know that financial decisions can sometimes be complicated, but that doesn't mean solutions have to be. Whether you're buying a new home, renovating your existing home, or buying a car, or maybe you're a business that needs to purchase equipment or the building you operate from, we have all the technology that will allow you to do your banking online or on the telephone, or you can come in one of our beautiful branches and see our great people. With locations in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Nashville, Cedarstone Bank. Simple banking, simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Coleman and Company, our program brought to you by Cumberland University this morning. Rusty Richardson is here. We need to pick it up and get going here because got a lot to talk about. But your summer camps and Camp Fame and your sports camps and all that we want to mention here.
Yes, there's people often think that things just shut down at Cumberland over the summer.
Not so.
Not so. The old expression about summertime and the living's easy does not apply at Cumberland. It's one of our busiest times of the year. Because literally we have camps coming almost every single week between now and early August. We have Camp Fame, which is our arts camp. This is in its 5th year. It's coming up in mid-June. But there are tons of athletic camps, sports camps. Almost every sport has a camp there going on. But we have a lot of outside camps. There are church camps. There's a guitar camp. People would be surprised how many camps are actually filling up those spaces and using the facilities over the summer.
Yeah, and I don't know whether they call this a camp or not, but there used to be a guy, I think he was out of Lafayette, that taught a type of music, the shape notes. People who understand know what I'm talking about. Most notes that are in hymnals and songbooks are round notes, but they had shape notes that told you that the note to sing by its shape, and they used to do that even.
I don't think that one still goes on there, but I have no musical ability whatsoever, so that you're speaking a foreign language to me on that one. But,
well, I don't know much about that either.
But for people that are interested, especially in the sports camps, if they just go on the Cumberland Athletic website, they can find out more information about all those camps and how to register and the age limits and things like that.
All right. And the website is vital for everybody anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. We couldn't exist without it.
Well, you want to talk about the Phoenix Ball next?
We do, or I do. And again, I'm sorry Kevin and Christine can't be here because as chairs, they have been doing a fabulous job on working with the committee and putting together what's going to be a spectacular evening on June 7th. It gives me a little bit of a heart palpitation, though it's only 24 days away, because we still have a lot of work to do on it. But the theme they've picked for this year is Starry Night, and all the decorations will be in that theme. The Starry Night is the Vincent van Gogh painting that probably almost all your listeners are familiar with. So it'll be a beautiful evening. This is the 41st annual Phoenix Ball. We only missed 1 year in there during COVID that we weren't allowed to have it.
You know how many it is for you? Ever since you've been
my first one was in 2012, so this would be 12th or 13th or so.
Yeah.
And it's I love this event because of what it does to support our Cumberland students.
Yeah.
All the net proceeds from the Phoenix Ball and the Patrons Party go to support student scholarships. And many of our students couldn't come there without those scholarships.
My memory's correct. Bob Clement might have been president when this started. And
Bob Clement and his wife Mary were the ones that started it back in 1984. And they really were doing it because Cumberland was struggling a bit financially. They needed some additional income, for scholarships and to help get Cumberland on a more solid financial ground. And they frequently come back to the ball, and they were there last year for the 40th and just started this great tradition. There aren't many traditions that last more than 40 years, but this one's still going strong. So we're so appreciative for what they've done. For those not familiar with the ball, it's a black tie gala. It starts on the evening of Saturday, June 7th. It starts at 5:30 with a pre-ball reception and the silent auction. We have oftentimes 100 to 150 auction items, some great trips and things like that. And I'll come back to the auction here in just a moment. But it starts at 5:30. By 7 o'clock, we move them from Memorial Hall and out on the lawn down to the Dallas Floyd Phoenix Arena, where the actual ball takes place, the gymnasium. And when they walk into the gymnasium, people are amazed because they don't even know they're in a gymnasium. The way the decorations are done, the pipe and drape, the lighting, all the beautiful table arrangements, it's a fabulous event, and the credit really goes to the chairs and members of the committee for putting all those intricate details in place each year.
So much planning and then so much work to follow through with the plan.
Absolutely. We started planning this year's ball right after the week after last year's ball. Last year was on June 1st, and literally by June 7th last year, we were starting to work on the one for this year.
Yeah.
It's a year in the making. At 7 p.m., we have the dinner program. We have the live auction, 3 or 4, maybe 5 live auction items, a few comments and welcome by the chairs, and they find out more about what the ball is all about and how the proceeds go to support those scholarships. This year, we've got a special treat because 2 years ago, we created through the ball a memorial scholarship in memory of Al Ashworth and Dallas Whitfield. And this will be the first year where the recipient of that scholarship will be at the ball. And we're so excited for that and so happy to honor their memory. Both of them were involved with the ball for many, many years, and we dearly miss both of them. But it's going to be a great little element of this year's ball, awarding that scholarship for the very first time.
Yeah, sounds great.
9 o'clock is when all the speaking parts are done and the band starts up. And then it's the next 3 hours are lots of dancing and celebration. This year, the band is Music City Sound, a new band for us. It's one Kevin and Christine New were familiar with, and they loved it and said, let's get them this year. So it'll be a great evening. We are selling out at 450 guests. We're not quite there. There are a few tickets left. And if people are interested, they need to contact us right away. Or they can go on the Phoenix Ball website, www.phoenixball.com, and purchase their tickets there. But we do anticipate a sellout. And once those tickets are gone, they're gone. We don't have any way to put in more than 450 people there.
And again, this is on June the 7th. So
Saturday, June the 7th.
2 or 3 weeks left here.
24 days.
Okay. All right.
Well, I keep a countdown on my phone, and that. But certainly, this entire event would not be possible without all our generous sponsors. Hunt Brothers Pizza is the presenting sponsor again this year. Scott and Patricia Hunt. Patricia is on the Cumberland board. They're the presenting sponsors, but we have just dozens of sponsors sponsoring different elements of the ball. The presenting sponsor, the Hunt Brothers Pizza, Gordon Carroll Homes, Wilson Bank and Trust, Cedar Stone are always good sponsors, Wilson County Motors, the list goes on, and we've been highlighting them for weeks, all of the sponsors on social media, on the Phoenix Ball website. If you want to see if your listener wants to see the full list, just go to that website, and you can see them all. But literally, they're the ones that make it financially successful because they underwrite so much of the expense so that those net proceeds can go for the scholarships.
And that's again the whole purpose of it. So the reason for being is it's been really great all these years for the money that has gone for these scholarships, the intended purpose.
Absolutely. And over the 41 years that we've been having the ball, or now 40 years, it'll be the 41st, literally, millions of dollars have been raised for those student scholarships. And with 3,500 students last fall, approximately, and what could be over 4,000 this coming fall, again, many of them couldn't attend without the help of financial aid.
Yeah. Okay, you ready to move to the next item here?
I am.
Another exciting thing.
Another exciting thing, and it's literally 6 days after the ball. The ball is on Saturday night. The following Friday night, June the 13th, is the annual Symphony on the Lawn concert. That's a free concert open to the public, and with good weather, we expect somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 people to be there at Symphony on the Lawn. It's the Nashville Symphony. They've been doing this for over 30 years, and we encourage people to come out. We'll start doing a lot more advertising of that, getting that word out. But again, free and open to the public. It's a great family event. People bring picnic baskets and soccer chairs and sit out under the evening sky and hear a great concert with the Nashville Symphony.
And I'm thinking here, I believe you'll be back before that comes up, so we'll have another time.
Yes.
You'll have another time to remind people of it.
Yes, and we'll probably have Candy Party and Judy Lee come in. They usually talk about that as well.
Right, yes.
And then in July, we've got the Patrons Party, which is tied to the Phoenix Ball. We separated the time between those events a bit, but we're excited about that. Jim and Gina Stradley are helping host that this year. And it's going to be at the Lebanon Golf Country Club, a different location for us. But very excited about that, and you'll hear a lot more about that in the next 2 times I'm out here.
Okay. All right. And then some other upcoming events. We've got, I guess, plenty of time to talk about that. But when I hear the sound of music, I remember the movie, I remember the music from it, and you're going to relive some of that.
Well, actually, there's a new local theater group called Stage Local Lebanon, and this is their very first production. They're doing it in conjunction with our theater department, Jenny Ballard, using the Heidel Fine Arts Center for the plays. They had the opening plays last weekend, and they also have 4 more performances of The Sound of Music this weekend. Friday night at 7. They've got 2 shows on Saturday. I think a 1 o'clock show and a 7 o'clock show, and then a matinee on Sunday as well. And so far, that's been sold out. It's been getting great reviews. So happy to work with this local theater group to bring another attraction for that.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. There's really some good music in that production.
Absolutely, one of my favorite movies of all time. If we had more time, I'd tell you about when my father took my mother to see that.
Well, might have to
we'll
save
do that
for
next
another time.
Next time.
I want to hear the story.
Okay.
All right.
And then one last thing coming up next Friday, not this week, but on the 23rd, the Red Cross is in desperate need of blood donors right now. There's a big shortage, so they're having a community blood drive in Baird Chapel on the Cumberland campus next Friday, May the 23rd, from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. For people that are interested, they can just go on the Red Cross website, type in blood drives near me and type in the Lebanon address or the zip code, and it'll pull that right up, and they can sign up right online for that.
All right, 10 to 2.
10 to 2.
We got exactly a minute. You got any closing comments?
Well, we wish the baseball team well today,
Absolutely.
and sometimes baseball gets a lot of the attention, but we also have some tennis players working their way through a championship as well. So, wish them well in their luck or in their tournament coming up. There's so much going on, and plans for next year are already underway. So it's an exciting time to be at Cumberland.
Well, I don't know how you'd broadcast a tennis tournament. Maybe you could, but you can do a baseball game.
You can do a baseball game, and we'll be listening at 1 o'clock today.
All right, Rusty, thank you so much. We always love the people that you bring with you, but in their absence today, you've covered it very well. It's always good to have you.
Thanks, John. Great being here.
Rusty Richardson, Executive Director of Community Relations and External Affairs for Cumberland University. And that is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more. We hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. And it's all brought to you by Bates Ford. That regular oil change, $39.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Hopefully some of this fog will burn off sooner than later. We've already had a number of accidents, including this one happened earlier on 40 westbound near the M Hill Pike overpass. That's before you get to Fessler's. And again, it is in its wrap-up stages. We're expecting it to be out of here hopefully sooner than later. Here comes that heavy traffic in from Wilson County on I-40 as you work your way through Mount Juliet. It's loading up 65 north where it's already slow, actually trying to get up through Spring Hill. Hey, if you recently suffered hail or storm damage to your roof, now that roof is starting to leak. Call Independent Roofing Specialist here in Middle Tennessee. Now log on to irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Dr. Derek Gregory, and I'm proud to announce to you the opening of our brand new dental practice, Gregory Dental Group, at 1746 West Main Street, just across the road from Sports Village. Come experience modern dentistry at its best. We're always welcoming new patients, and I truly look forward to taking the best care of all your dental needs. Come by or call us today.
That's Gregory Dental Group, 615-444-0322, or online at myLebanonTNDentist.com. Gregory Dental Group, compassion, knowledge, skill.
We'll have partly cloudy skies for today with just a slight chance of a passing rain shower. Highs will be around 80. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the upper 60s, and then mostly cloudy and warmer on our Thursday. Afternoon highs in the mid to upper 80s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
Coleman and Company, welcome, part two. Here on a Wednesday, it's time for us to talk about Cedar City RV, and we got Mark Noble with us this morning, of course. Mark, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Everything going well?
It's going great.
Good. Well, Cedar City RV is located at 1102 Sparta Pike right here in Lebanon, and there is a Manchester
location. Yes, sir.
Location as well. But right here at 1102 Sparta Pike in Lebanon, you'll find Mark and his team, and if you're interested in a recreational vehicle of any kind, you need to see what he has to offer, and the more popular things that you see now, he's got them and got a multitude of them, just a spacious lot filled with products, and you sell something just about every day too, don't you?
Just about every day we do.
Yeah. Well, any particular thing you want to focus on today?
I think I want to talk about our used inventory. We've got over 40 pieces of used inventory, and that's something that some people, don't realize. We have a lot of stuff where people trade in, so we have that used inventory in stock. Which is a fair amount, for to have 40 units in stock. You go to some place, you see 2 or 3. We've got 40 units in stock. We've got 3 or 4 motorhomes in stock now. We didn't have that a couple weeks ago, but we've got some consignments on those motorhomes, so we've got those in. So if anybody's looking for motorhomes or used travel trailers, we have them. Used fifth wheels, we have them. So we're doing really good on the used side right now.
Well, I'm thinking somebody who maybe is thinking of economy, thinking of not spending any more than they have to, probably can get a really bargain deal and still get what they want, though it's been used a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got, used motorhomes that are less than half price of what they were new. And same thing with fifth wheels. You can get fifth wheels, instead of paying $80,000 for a fifth wheel, we got them in the $30,000 price range, So that's a big benefit to, looking at the used options while you're there too.
Yeah, at least check it all out, and you just got to find something with all the. I mean, really, You took me on a tour, and I've mentioned this a time or two, but just rode around what you had there, and I was really impressed at all the inventory that you had, all the choices that there are to be made. You've got to find something you like.
Yeah, there's something for everybody.
And probably can afford as well.
Yeah, there's something for everybody. Something, we usually have something, and everybody, if they're looking more towards the affordable side, we probably have it at our dealership here in Lebanon, because we try to gear towards that. The everyday single axle camper, we have that stuff in stock every day for people.
Well, now a lot of people are going to need to finance when they buy, whether new or used, and you're available for that.
We've got finance options available right there at the dealership. So different credit scores. We have different options for you as well. We're also going to service the camper after the sale. Right now is a big time. A lot of people I know are taking their campers out from undercover, getting ready, right here. School's ending, so with school ending, a lot of people are getting ready to go on those vacations. And, I would just want everybody to know we are there for you. Call the service department, get on the schedule, let us know what the problem is. We can get you to a point where you can go camping sometimes, even if we don't have to do the full fix today. We can get you a point where you can go camping while we get the parts on order.
As far as you're doing quite a bit of this. I take it service work like that, getting people ready. So you might have to wait a little while, but you don't want to. It's probably not going to be easy to come in this morning and have it done by this afternoon.
No, that's probably not going to happen. But at least you can call us. You can come by. We have some people that go, "Hey, can you look at this so we can go ahead and find out what our next step is? For this major repair." Or, "Hey, I've got some minor repairs, can we do this?" We do scheduling too. If somebody wants to schedule and stay with their unit, we'll block out an hour or two to stay with that unit and work on it while you're there. This way you don't have to drive and hook up, drive back. That's one thing a lot of RV dealers don't do. They just go with the drop-off program. Depending on the job, we do need you to drop it off, but a lot of our jobs, we can do it right there on the spot. We can diagnose, fix, kind of know where you're going before you leave that day.
And what we're talking about here is service after the sale or just service. I don't guess you have to have bought it from you even to have it serviced.
Correct. We do warranty work even if you didn't buy it there. We do service on used units if you bought them somewhere else as well. So we really can accommodate everybody almost.
And really, you've got it all, the whole 9 yards. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. And what about your Manchester location? I don't know how many of our people might go there, but
Manchester's an hour from here. It's not terribly far when you're going to look for a camper. But the nice thing is, if you do buy from the Manchester location, we can service it in Lebanon. We can service it here. So that's nice to go, "Hey, I like the options you have. I like the Keystone products." Okay, Keystone is a big name in the industry, so a lot of people like that. And then go down there and they can look at those products, but we can service them right here in Lebanon for you,
All right. Well, if you need to call Cedar City RV, write the phone number down here, 615-815-8650. 615-815-8650. And Mark Noble's going to take care of you, point you in the right direction. You've got salespeople, you've got service people, you got it all.
We got everything.
See you next Wednesday.
Thank you, Coleman.
Have a good one. Thank you. Again, that's Mark Noble with Cedar City RV, 1102 Sparta Pike. And we are about 22 and a half minutes before the hour, and my friend Vera Smith is my guest this morning, who has come here again. It's almost like an annual thing with her. And Vera, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you again. Hope things are going well.
Nice to see you. Things are going great. Go.
Well, tell us why you're here.
I'm here to talk about our 11th annual Cystic Fibrosis Golf Tournament coming up Saturday, June 7th. Country Hills Golf Course in Hendersonville again. This tournament is to benefit local cystic fibrosis families here in Middle Tennessee.
All right. Well, I think you've told your story here several times when you've been here before related to cystic fibrosis, but to refresh some of us' memory and to remind others of what it's all about, tell us how this all came about and what you're doing.
This came about because of my assistant way back in 1999 and 2000 had a daughter named Tori. Cure for Our Friends was formed around Tori's memories. She had cystic fibrosis. We raised lots of funds and money. She, at the time, could not get a transplant here locally at Vanderbilt, so she was in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So her mom and her lived there for 2 to 3 years waiting on her transplants, which she did not get. We lost her way, way too soon. So in my heart, I wanted to continue her memory, and I become very close and met several CF families through Tori's journey with this, and I learned that the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation only do research, and they do a fabulous job, and it has come miles and miles in advancement with their help and their funding. But local families or individual families, there is no other organization that helps them. When these kids have to have their annual tune-ups, it's just usually 2 to 3 a year. They're in the hospital for 2 to 3 weeks, and that's just normal. That's not a sickness or an added reason to go to the hospital. So usually mom and dad's one or the other is missing work, staying with them. They take anywhere between 30 and 60 pills a day. They have a breathing vest that they do 2 to 3 times a day. So it is a lot of care involved, and it takes an army almost to get.
Well, if you will, and we got plenty of time here before we go to a break. Tell us a little bit more about cystic fibrosis. I'm sure research has gone and there's better treatment and we know more than we used to, but how long has it been something we've been dealing with? Maybe, I mean, it may have been hundreds of years for all I know, but it came to the forefront in the not too distant past, didn't it?
It did. I think it is a genetic disease, so you are born with it. There used to not be near as many markers and as much testing, and the kids seem to have to wait 3, 4, 5 years old to be diagnosed. Now there is even a pre-screening, but if there's any type of symptom shown, they can be tested now at birth. So, which is a big milestone because the kids are getting their treatment immediately now, where before they had to wait. And it is a lung and digestive issue.
Well, do you have a lot of people who do recover from this, or if someone is diagnosed with this, is it pretty much their life is limited? And what about that?
Well, it is a terminal disease, but we do have many that have. We have a gentleman that's affiliated with our organization that has had a transplant, and he'll be celebrating 46th or 47th birthday very soon. He's had a double transplant in the past.
Are we talking about lungs?
Lungs. Yeah. He had a double lung transplant, yes, sir. I am very, very blessed to be here today and talk about a very local individual who has just received a liver and a pancreas transplant local. Our tournament this year will be dedicated in her honor instead of memory, which that's a milestone for me.
Yeah. Well, this is a way for you to remember the person that you mentioned earlier,
Tori, yes, sir,
who didn't make it. But it's a way of creating some funds for help or research or wherever your money goes for this. And it's also something we don't hear as much about. I mean, we hear more about heart disease and cancer and some of those things than we do this, but and it's good that we've got somebody like you who cares, I think, and then devotes as much time to this as you do, and it's really our pleasure to have you here to talk about it.
Thank you.
So this is coming up on the 7th of June.
June, yes, sir.
What day is that?
It's a Saturday.
All right. And again, where's it going to be?
Country Hills Golf Course in Hendersonville. We have a 7:30 tee time and a 1 o'clock tee time. As of now, we have still openings on both tee off times. We this year have Jay Coote, the winner of season 17 of The Voice. Jake is coming out, and he'll be there to celebrate with us. Ours is a little different. We'll have catered lunch, catered dinner, and live entertainment for both groups of golfers. So ours becomes really a day of family fun. We'll have face painting, balloon artists there. So it's a golf tournament, but yet a day to celebrate.
Do you have a number of women golfers who participate?
We do, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So you're welcome if you can swing a golf club. And what about the entry fee?
It is $600 a team, 175 individual players, and we do have some individuals, so we can put some teams together if that's a necessity. We have a silent auction going in there, and then we have lots of sponsorships available, and that's all on our website at www.cureforourfriends.org.
All right. All right, now, is this you have foursomes and you play best ball, I take it, the typical
scramble.
Golf club, and maybe a prize for the longest drive and closest to the hole and all that.
And they get creative. I think we actually have 9 holes out there that have prizes on them.
Yeah.
So, they...
All right. Well, tell me the website again. We'll go to a break.
www.cureforourfriends.org.
Cureforourfriends.org. Okay. Vera Smith is my guest. We'll talk more with Vera in a moment. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways at 7:45. This update brought to you by Absolute Kubota. Ride it off the lot, write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're hoping some of this fog continues to burn away. And it's still a little bit heavy trying to get up through Antioch at the moment with that traffic volume coming in from Murfreesboro as well. Here on 24 westbound at Haywood Lane. There's a couple of accidents in their clearing stages. Slow go at time 65 south at Trinity Lane. It's picked up through Hendersonville, coming through Sumner County right now, inbound on Vietnam Vets all the way to Conference Drive. Have you recently suffered hail or storm damage to your roof? Now that roof is starting to leak. Call Independent Roofing Specialists today and check them out at irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Coleman and Company here on a Wednesday. A couple of local reminders here. The Adult Learning Center graduation, which we talked about last Friday with our guest, going to be at Fairview Church on Leewell Pike, Thursday, May 15th, 7 o'clock. This is always an exciting graduation, one of many. And then the 60s Decade Reunion from Lebanon High School. All the old 60s Lebanon High classes, 1960 through 69, are going to have a reunion. And this is going to be at the old school, which is not really old now with the remodeled building. But anyway, it's coming up Saturday, May 31st, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., and you might keep that in mind. Vera Smith is my guest this morning. We're talking about cystic fibrosis and a golf tournament that benefits it and people in so many ways. And not only that, is in memory of a friend that lost her life to cystic fibrosis, and Vera's right in the middle of all of this. How many years you been doing this? Do you know?
This will be our 15th year as being established as Cure for Our Friends, but I help fundraise for Tori, so we're probably going on about 22 years of fundraising.
Well, it's something, no doubt. I mean, to do something that long, you've got to say somebody's got their heart in it, which we certainly can say for you. But you've raised several $1,000s over the years for this, and I guess like with almost anything of this magnitude, if you can have some research going and find out more about the problem and how to treat it and how to help people, then you're doing a good thing.
Well, I leave that to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. They do all the research and the developing of new drugs and new avenues to help people. What we concentrate on is the financial aspect and the burden that the families have.
So really, your fundraising is for those who are affected by this, not necessarily going for the research itself.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay, well,
yes,
just to set the record straight here, but either one is, if it went to either one
doesn't
or both,
matter.
it would still be fine.
It's still benefiting.
But here,
yes.
Here you've got people, and we know this. Even if you've got wonderful health insurance, it doesn't pay for being off the job. If it's a child that's affected and one parent has to not work and be there, there's some loss of income. So there's a lot of ways that this is going to help out. Maybe help with transportation costs to get to a hospital. I mean, there may be treatment that's 100 or 1,000 miles away. There's maybe utility bills that somebody needs some help. We could think of you probably could just rattle them off one right after the other that you've
yes,
done
sir,
this
for sure.
over the years. Yeah. Well, that's what this golf tournament is all about. The proceeds from this will go for that for people with cystic fibrosis, and again, it's on June the 7th, and it's a scramble. And if you've never played in a scramble, that's a treat in itself. Of course, the competition is pretty steep, but still, it's a fun time. And even if you hit a bad ball, maybe one of the other three in the foursome will hit a good one, and you play best ball. So I've been in a few of those, and they're very enjoyable. And you do have some prizes for those that excel, don't you?
We do. Yes, sir. We prize out 3 flights in the morning and 3 flights in the afternoon. So we take care of our golfers with prizes. Ours is a fun, like you mentioned, it is a fun day. We have a Bloody Mary's bar set up that Big Machine Vodka out of Nashville sponsors for us. We have several different tastings on different holes. Empire Distributor is a big supporter of us. So we definitely have a very fun day, lots of snacks, and all the beverages on the course and snacks are free throughout the day. And then 615, What's Cooking 615 is local here to Lebanon. She'll cater our lunch, and then she comes back and caters our dinner for us. So it is a fun day. Some of my golfers have been golfing with me for 15 plus years, and if I don't get a date set quick enough, they call me and say, hey, when are we getting together this year? So I am very, very blessed, but I still need new faces every year to help us grow.
And you would like really to take all these opportunities, all these fill all the slots for the players.
Yes, sir.
And you're not there yet, although from the way you talked, there's not too much left. But I believe it's 600 for a team of 4, 175 if you play as an individual, and you get paired up if you just you're not there with a team. You'll pair up with 3 other people.
Yes.
Okay.
To the very best of our ability, we will. Yeah.
I played in one of these one time where we wound up. There was only 3 players for this particular team, and what happened was they said, okay, one of you can shoot twice. Each on each hole, and take turns doing that, and I wound up teeing off on a par 3, and I'm not even sure my ball made the green, but I got to shoot again, and this time it came within about 6 or 8 inches off the pin, and I got the prize for closest to the pin.
Awesome.
But I say all that because it can be a lot of fun, and the whole thing is fun. You have some prizes too for those who excel.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We do. We're working on getting all those together right now. My son actually was a graduate of Cumberland. He was on the golf team there for several years, and his roommate there at Cumberland kind of run the course for me. So, and if anybody that knows them knows, it's definitely a lot of fun out there.
All right. Now, you may have, and it's fine if you've got any sponsors. You may have mentioned a few, but anything you want to say about those who are really helping with this, because this goes to a great cause, and we probably can't give them too much publicity here.
That was, we have Universe Corporation out of Nashville. They are our platinum sponsor this year. We have Mitchell Automotive out of Nashville. He has been with us and been a sponsor of ours since the beginning of time as well. We, our whole sponsors, I think right now I have 18 whole sponsors. Got my last one last night. So, but again, I sometimes will have 2 or 3 whole sponsors per hole, and that helps a lot. Our I'm just kind of brain dead. Nonstop Heating and Air is a continual sponsor. Salon Galleria out of Mount Juliet is a big sponsor every year and have been forever. Flexible Metal Products, that is home for me 5 days a week. We sponsor and have been a sponsor, and as well as sponsored Tory for many, many years. So,
well, we might point out you do live in Mount Juliet. You're part of us here in Wilson County.
yes.
You as you think ahead here, you going to plan to continue this as long as you're able, at least?
Yes, sir. As long as I'm able, and I hope by the end, one of our CF families or my family or somebody will choose to take the torch and go with it. We have a lot of CF families who can't monetarily help us, but they'll be there donating their time. I did bring you our calendar for 2025. That is a CF mom that instruments that and puts it together for me every year. So in each year, it's an individual's family's needs at the time, how active they're and how long they're there for us.
Well, you've been doing this for quite some time, and I'm wondering here, Vera, if I'm guessing that there's a need for every dollar that you get, and I don't know how long your funds last, or if you have to put somebody off. There's you're limited. The amount of money you raise and have available is how much you're limited as to how many you can help. Do you have to turn people away at times?
We've had to. Yes, it's very, very hard to do, and we're set up to be an emergency type situation. We're not, you can't count on us annually to pay your rent. You can't count on us to make the car payment, but it is set as a first come, first need type emergency situation. I vet everybody through Vanderbilt, the social workers there. They are very good friends of mine, so that takes that burden away from me. But what we have also done is through these gas prices and everything so crazy, they reach out, and we had families not able to make their appointments because it was, do we buy groceries or do we put gas in the car? So we have set up a program there where we keep them supplied with gas cards. Actually, they're Kroger gift cards. And they, as the need arises, they have those there at their ability to pay. Or they can tell somebody, hey, you missed last month. I have a gas card, get here to clinic this week. So
well, it does sound like you're very well organized, and of course you've been doing this long enough to know the needs, to know sort of the players and this sort of thing. And I imagine you've got a pretty good little network arranged here.
I do. I have a core. It's not me. I'm the voice, and I'm the person everyone knows. But I do have a very close knit, very good working group of volunteers that surround me and are there to help me through it all.
Well, and of course you've got a number of businesses that you've mentioned, and probably some more that you.
I do, and I apologize if I left you out. I'm sure I'll hear from you in a little while, but.
Well, again, cystic fibrosis. And it's not something we hear about as much as we do maybe cancer and heart disease and some of the diabetes and some of the other things. But it's you have known some people who didn't make it. In fact, the one that you even still remember in memory of that you're talking about earlier, it's nice to be able to to do a program here and call attention to something that we don't do that much about. But that's a nice looking calendar that you've got there too. That any little thing that'll do a little publicity about it, that helps as well.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we've got about a minute and a half here to wrap it up. Vera Smith has been my guest, and again, this golf tournament, a scramble tournament for cystic fibrosis, is going to be on June the 7th, Saturday, June 7th. And what's the location again?
Country Hills Golf Course in Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Okay. In Hendersonville, and you've got 2 flights, I believe. Two
flights, 7:30 and 1 o'clock.
And so you have a team and you play in one or the other.
Or both. We have some who play both.
Oh,
so,
we didn't get into that. All right.
Yes, you can play both. That's not an issue at all.
Well, now, do you pay twice if you pay both?
Most do just because they're doing it for the cause.
Yeah.
But no, if somebody wants to play twice, I would not expect them to pay twice. But I will say our supporters are so loyal to the cause and are there for that reason that most of them do. One way or the other, they pay.
All right. $600 for a team of 4, $175 if you play as an individual, and they'll get you to the right place, have a lot of fun, and it's all for a great worthy cause. Vera, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Coleman.
A lot of good information. It's good to see you again. Just say, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
No doubt a lot of people appreciate what you're doing. Well, that's going to do it for a Wednesday, and I hope you'll join us tomorrow for the Thursday edition. And until then, I wish you a wonderful day.